In our last update, we had just seen the bounce of our only support level between 79.5 and $80,000, and I was still very openly very bullish on the medium time frame on Bitcoin and wanted to see a move towards $86,000 and then $90,000. However, what I said in my last update was that we had a very interesting behavior just by looking at imbalances, and that was that traders were trying to long every single breakout to the upside but not really trying to short breakdowns to the downside. So what this told us is that if we did indeed get the break above $84,000, then this would be a very unstable breakout because I did predict that you would see a lot of imbalances above $84,000 and then this could offer a quick reversal to the downside. And if you go over to the charts, well, guess what happened? If I mark out our high at $84,000, we got an imbalance not only on the 1 hour chart but also on the 4 hour chart, and that's why again price was not even able to make it towards $86,000. All it did was fill this first imbalance and then reverse to the downside. So with that said, as usual, before we dive into today's price action, I just want to recap what we did since our last update. So inside the Discord, I had my long position from our support level, again $80,000, and we had just seen the breakout as expected with big imbalances at the highs. So what I said at this point was that I was contemplating fully closing my long position if we saw reactions at $86,000 just because we had too many breakout traders in my opinion. But again, as you just saw on the charts, price was not even able to make it to $86,000. I had my stop loss in profits at 82.5, which was pretty much below this low, and price did indeed come down and stop me out. So then on Monday what I said was that personally I was still leaning very bullish, but I wanted to see another leg to the downside and a retest of our support again, 79.5, $80,000, to then see another reversal to the upside. But again, my bias was still leaning very bullish. So again, yesterday, same update. I want to see a small bounce and then a reversal lower. We did get lower prices, but as you can see right there, we took out Sunday's low. And then as we saw an imbalance at the lows yesterday night that got recovered very nicely, what I said was that if price was able to maintain above 82.4, then we could see higher prices and we might not see $80,000. So this was one of the few instances where I would say that longing the breakout was actually acceptable and also logical. Personally, I have started to open long positions on this rise because again the recovery of this imbalance at 82.4 was a very bullish sign. So with all of that said, what can we expect next on the charts? Well, in my view, we can look at two scenarios today. The first one is that, as I said, the break back above this imbalance is a pretty bullish sign. So what we could see is, for example, a small retracement to the downside, clean up some of these lows, and then see a reversal to the upside, but maintain above $82,400. So today, again, we could see a small drop to then see higher prices. And at this point, I really expect to move towards $89,000. Since $86,000 has been front run so many times, I don't consider it a very strong level anymore, but keep it on your chart just in case. And alternatively, if we do see a drop and price loses $82,400, then at this point I would love to see, as I've been saying since Monday, a test of our support and then that reversal to the upside to see a move towards $89,000. But at this point, I have to say that since we got the recovery of this imbalance, it's very unlikely we do see a drop, but the line in the sand for me would be $82,400. Again, if we come back below it, we can see $80,000. However, if price is able to maintain above that level, then I would expect to move towards $89,000. So overall, that's what I'm expecting today. I would like to see a move towards $89,000. However, even though I've been so bullish over the past 10 days, I still remain pretty bearish on the higher time frames because in my view, if you go on the daily chart, this is a very low probability low. So the major scenario, for now at least, would be a move towards $89,000 or $90,000 to then see that bigger reversal to the downside and a break back below $76,000. But of course, as usual, before we focus on the higher time frame moves, What we have to do is for now see what happens. Personally, again, I do believe that it's likely that price maintains above 82.4 to see that move towards $89,000, and from there, if we do see reactions, then we can open short positions for a reversal to the downside. But on the other hand, if we do drop and lose 82.4, then be aware of our support 79.5, $80,000, which could also offer a bounce to the upside. So as usual, if you guys enjoyed this update, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.